welcome to Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol. I'm glad you've joined us today. So today is day 20 of our 28-day Chair Yoga journey. We're going to start seated, move into standing for tree pose, then we'll move back to seated. And if you like what you do today, I hope you'll click that subscribe button. It is free, and leave a comment. Okay, let's get started. We're going to sit up nice and tall in our chair. We have moved forward. We're not leaning back. Taking that moment to focus on the mind and the body and the breath. Placing both feet on the floor and grounding each foot. Grounding those sits bones to the seat of the chair. Lift your heart. Lower your shoulders down out of the ears. Place your hands lightly on your thighs. Lift the palms up to the ceiling. Close your eyes and connect to your breath. We're going to move that breath down into the diaphragm. As you inhale, the belly extends. We're filling the lungs from the bottom up. And as you exhale, pull the belly button in towards the spine. Push the air up and out of the lungs. Do that again. Breathe normally. We're going to continue with that diaphragmatic breath, and we're going to inhale to 4 counts, exhale to 5. Something like this. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathe normally. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your intentions for today's practice. One more breath. Bring your hands down to your thighs and open your eyes. We're going to roll our shoulders up, back, and down. Okay, so take your time here, right? Forward and up and back. And then let's reverse them. So we're going back first, and then up, and then forward, and down. Do that again. Oh yeah, that should feel really, really good. Okay, and let's release that. Excellent. We're going to move into pelvic tilt. So we're going to take our pointy hip bones here, right here on the pelvis. You've got these really pointy bones. We're going to rock those towards our shoulders. So see what's happening? I've got a little, let me show you from the side. So it's a little pelvic tilt, right? Now we're going to take those hip tips and rock them towards our knees and then kind of lift up. See what's happening there? Let's do that again. Hip tips to shoulders and hip tips to knees. And again, pelvic tilts. So rocking forward and back, a little warm up for that spine. Let's do that one more time. And release. Okay, very good. So my feet are on the floor, and I'm going to reach back and I'm going to hold the chair. And I want you to think about nice long spine, belly is tight. And then I'm going to take my feet just a little bit wider than hip distance, okay? So not quite, together, but not like goddess either. Hold the chair and then let your knees fall to the right. And then come up, and then we're going to let our knees fall the other way. So I'm kind of coming up onto the edges of my feet, right? So if that feels okay for you, and then come center. Okay, so we're just going to do one add-on here. So we're going to let our knees fall to the right, and then I want you to look over the opposite shoulder. Make sure those shoulders are down. And then we're going to bring everything center, and then we're going to do the other side. Just one more breath here. and come center and release that. Okay, that should, a little warm up for those legs, should have felt really, really good. Now, I'm going to move forward in my chair. The next pose is called Baddha Konasana. It's a bound angle pose, cobbler pose. It's got a few different names. So what I want you to do is you've got your hands on your thighs, and then I want to put the soles of my feet together. Do you see kind of what I'm doing there? I don't know if you can see that very clearly. My knees are wide, the soles of my feet are together. My hands are just going to rest here on my thighs. Okay, so if you're feeling a little unstable on the chair, you can always go ahead and hold the chair, and that's fine if you don't want to just have your hands on the thighs. We're going to lengthen through the spine, pull the belly in, and we're going to begin to let that heart fall forward. Right? I know. One more breath here, and we're going to roll up into a seated position, and we're going to do that one more time. Nice long spine, belly tight. Let that heart fall forward. Hold on to that chair is fine, right? I'm going to hold on to my chair this time, I think. So the more that you can keep the back flat and look out, not down, is where you're going to maximize that stretch, right? So we're all about optimizing the stretch. Tuck the chin and roll it up. And we're just going to do that one final time. Inhale, extend. Exhale, come forward. Oh, that feels good. One more breath. Tuck that chin. Roll it up. Place your feet on the floor. So we're going to move into seated camel pose. Now you're going to be lifting up, sitting up nice and tall in your chair, nice long spine. And now what I'm going to do is I want to place one hand on each side of my spine, right in the small of my back. You stay facing forward. I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see me a little better. So see, I've got one hand right in the small of the back on each side. And now all I'm going to do, my feet are on the floor, all I'm going to do is I'm going to push my hips forward. So as I push my hips forward, do you see what's happening? There's just a little bitty arch in the back. And see if that feels okay for you. Okay, now I'm going to release that. I'm going to pull my belly in, and then I'm going to round into a cat pose. Place your hands on those thighs. Now I'm going to face forward. Place your hands on the thighs, elbows are wide, pull your belly in, and round down. Okay, so we're going to come back up into seated position. So let's do that again before we add on. So we're going to place our hands right in the small of the back, push those hips forward, lifting up, just thinking about lifting just a little bit, right? Maybe opening up a little bit through the throat, that's all. Feeling that, more of a push forward than anything. Little arch in the back, you feel that? Little camel pose. Okay, now pull the belly in, we're going to move into cat pose just to release that, okay? So elbows are wide, hands are on those thighs, and we're tucking our chin and letting the head fall, rounding that spine into our cat pose. Okay, so now, if you want just a little bit more, you're going to push the hips forward a little bit. I want you to lift up through the chest and squeeze your shoulder blades behind. If that doesn't feel good on your back, don't do it, right? It's okay. Just, you can keep doing the previous version, or don't do any of them. But if you're with me, my hands are going to be back in the small of my back, one on each side of my spine. Push those hips forward. Okay, so this is kind of where we've been before. Now, I want you to think about lifting through the chest, opening up, maybe look up, squeeze your shoulder blades behind you, and see if you can push those hips forward any more. Just a little bit more of a back arch. One more breath, and let's come down into cat pose. We're just going to do that one more time. All right, here we go. Camel pose, push those hips forward, looking up, squeeze your shoulder blades behind you if that feels okay. One more breath here, and then we're going to round down into that cat pose. and release. Okay, excellent work. All right, we're going to come to standing on the right side of our chair. Now, we're going to add on from yesterday's tree pose. If you were with me yesterday, we started in tree with our kickstand, and then that's pretty much what we did. And we're just going to build a little bit more into our tree pose, and we're going to add a warrior 3. So my weight is going into the leg next to the chair, and I'm going to create my kickstand again. So my heel is right up against that standing ankle. I'm holding onto that chair. My belly is super tight here. Remember, key to balance is right through that stabilization happening through the core of the body, right? So belly tight, pelvic floor muscles lift. Okay, so now let's just do kickstand to start with. I'm going to let go of the chair. I'm going to bring my hands to heart. Shoulders are down out of the ears. I'm going to take a deep breath in, and then as I exhale, I'm going to bring my hands up to the ceiling. So there I'm adding my branches to my tree. One more breath here. Bring your hands back down to your heart and release. Okay, so now we're going to go on to the add-ons on this side of the chair, and then we'll do the whole thing on the other side. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is add a leg. We're going to lift our foot up off of the floor. So instead of having our toes down for kickstand, we're going to lift our leg up. Now, do you want to just lift your leg to your calf? That's absolutely fine. If you want to lift your leg up to your thigh, that's absolutely fine. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. So you pick the version that you want to do. So when we get there, you'll know which one you want to do. All right. So remember, belly tight. Let's create our kickstand to start with, okay? Pull that belly in, pelvic floor muscles lift. Look and find that spot that's not moving. We're going to let go of that chair. We're going to bring our hand to our heart. All right. Now, if you want, you're going to lift your leg up. You can stay in kickstand if you prefer. Okay, we're going to inhale to prepare, and then we're going to add our branches to our trees. I know it's very challenging. I know. Okay, bring your hands back to your heart. Now, keep this knee lifted, and I want you to bring the knee forward in front of you. Push your foot back behind you for warrior 3, prayer hands. We just have one more breath here. Let's bring that knee up, and then we're going to put that foot on the floor and release. Okay, so come to the other side. So we want to get out of our balance poses mindfully, right? So we don't want to just fall out of it. We want to put that foot down on purpose. Okay, so we're going to put the weight into the leg next to the chair, and we're going to create that kickstand again. Pull that belly in super tight. Find that spot that's not moving. Focus on it. Bring your hands to heart. All right, are we ready? Let's take a deep breath in to prepare, and then as we exhale, we're going to lift that foot up off of the floor. Remember, staying in kickstand is always an option. Let's add our branches to our trees. Oh, so pretty. All right, bring your hands back to heart. Now we're going to move into that warrior 3 pose. So all you do is bring your knee forward, push that foot back behind you. So this is warrior 3 with prayer hands. Heart is lifted. Now the hips are square. So the hip of the leg that's in the air, we tend to want to hike it up. Don't let yourself do that. Belly tight. One more breath here. Now we're going to come out of it mindfully. We're going to bring that knee up, and then we're going to put that foot on the floor with intention, right? On purpose, I call it. All right, very, very good. So we're going to turn and face the seat of our chair. We're going to move into a standing camel. We did a seated camel just a minute ago, and now we're going to do a standing camel. All right, so my feet are hip distance apart. I'm going to pull my belly in really tight. I'm going to place one hand on each side of my spine, just like we did seated. Exactly the same, all right? So lifting up nice and tall, push forward. So all I'm doing is pushing my hips forward just a little bit. So I'm creating a little arch in the back. How's that feel? Just one more breath. Now pull your belly in tight. Protect that low back. Come up. We're going to place our hands in the seat of the chair. So I'm just hinging forward. All right. Now I'm going to bring my shoulders over my wrists, and I'm going to drop my belly and lift my heart into a cow pose. And then I'm going to pull my belly button to my spine, round my shoulders into a cat pose. And let's do that again. Drop the belly, lift the heart, cow pose, pull the belly button in, round the spine, tuck that chin into cat pose, bend the knees, and then roll up slowly into standing. Okay, we're going to do that again. So here I am. I've got my hands here on each side of my spine, right in the small of the back, right? We're going to push those hips forward. Now, if it feels okay, and you're like, yeah, this is not so much, I'm doing good, I'm feeling okay, then I want you to lift your head a little higher, looking up, open up through the throat, squeeze your shoulder blades back behind you, creating a little bit more of a back bend. But you have to listen to your body and only do what feels good for you. We have one more breath here. Belly tight. Pull that belly in. We're going to round it down, and we're going to come back into our cat and cow. Super gentle here. Place the hands in the seat of the chair. Bring the weight forward. Drop the belly. Lift the heart. Lift the hips into cow pose. Inhale if you want to add the breath. Exhale as you come into cat pose. And we're going to do that again. Inhale into cow. And exhale into cat. Bend your knees and roll up into a standing position. Okay, very good. So we're going to move into a warrior one. We're going to do a little flow here. A warrior one, warrior two, and triangle. So the leg next to the back of the chair is the one that I want to put my foot under so that when I bend my knee, I can feel the seat of the chair. Opposite leg is going to step back. My heel is down. My foot is at a bit of an angle, okay? Bring those hips around. Bend your front knee. Bring your hands to heart. Okay. So belly is tight, lengthening through the tailbone. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, bring your hands to the ceiling. There's our warrior one pose. Now, starting with this outside hand, I'm going to windmill around into that warrior two. So my front knee is still bent. My ribs are in the center of the body. My belly is tight. My arms are parallel to the mat. Let's look over those front fingertips. Let's flip that palm up and back. We're going to reverse our warrior. We're going to come back to that warrior two. Now, we're going to straighten the front leg. Your upper body only is going to swing over towards the chair. Do you see that? This hip is hiking up. We're going to come over the chair, and we're going to come over the chair. Then we're going to take this hand into the seat of the chair and lift up into our triangle pose. Front knee is straight. You should be feeling the inner thigh of that front leg pretty substantially. So the other thing I want you to think about is the hand that's in the air. Let's everybody place it on our waist and lift our heart up a little bit more. Then extend. Okay, one more breath here. Now I'm going to take my hand off of the chair and I'm going to come up into an X. My arms are coming up into an X. Now I'm going to bend my front knee back to that warrior two. And I'm going to round down into that warrior one. And I'm going to move to that warrior two. I'm going to reverse my warrior up and back. And I'm going to come back to my warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Upper body over the chair. Over the chair. Over the chair. Hand down into that chair. Lift that heart up. One more breath. Keep the front leg straight. Press arms up into an X. Back to that warrior two. Move to that warrior one. Back to our warrior two. Reverse up and back. Back to warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Upper body over the chair. Moving into that triangle pose. Hand comes down to the chair, lifting up. One more breath here. Are we ready? Keep the front leg straight. Press up into that X. Bend that front knee. And release. That was quite a flow, wasn't it? Now we get to do the other side. We're going to sit down after this, though. So that leg goes under the chair. Remember, the foot's right under it so that when you bend that knee, it touches. Opposite leg steps back. Hips are forward. Bend the front knee. Bring your belly in. Lengthen through that tailbone. Bring your hands to heart. Okay. Here we go. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, hands to the ceiling for that beautiful warrior one. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, move to your warrior two. Flip that front palm up and back as we reverse our warrior. We're going to come back to our warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Upper body over the chair. Over the chair. Over the chair. Hand comes down into that seat of that chair. Heart is lifted. Now from here, leave that front leg straight. We're going to lift the upper body, come into that X. Now bend that front knee into that warrior two. Move back to your warrior one. And move to your warrior two. Reverse that warrior up and back. Back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg, coming into triangle pose. Upper body comes over the chair. It comes over the chair. It comes over the chair. That hand comes down into the chair, lifting up. Keep that front leg straight. We're going to take the hand out of the chair, come into an X. Bend that front knee, warrior two. Down and around to warrior one. Rotate to warrior two. Flip that palm up and back. Reverse warrior. Back to warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Upper body over the chair. Over the chair. Over the chair. Hand down to the seat of the chair. Lift up. Keep the front leg straight. Press up into that X. Bend the knee to warrior two. And release. Excellent work. Whoa, that was quite a little flow there, wasn't it? Let's come back to seated. All right. Very, very good. So the next pose is half Lord of the Fishes. So we're going to take our right knee and we're going to open it nice and wide. Okay? So feel a little inner thigh stretch here to begin with. Then we're going to take our left arm. We're going to open it wide. We're going to bring it all the way across our body. Grab that chair. Crown of the head lifts, turn and look over the back of your chair. Let's release that. Now make sure this knee doesn't fold in. Bring it across again. Grab the seat of the chair, lengthen and twist. And release. Okay, let's do the other side. So that left knee is going to open wide. That right arm is going to open first. It's going to come across the body. Grab the chair. Crown of the head lifts. Turn. Look over the back of your chair. Let's release that and we're going to do that one more time. Bring it across that body. Grab the chair. Lift and twist. Making sure that this knee doesn't fold in, right? All right. Excellent work. Go ahead and face forward. So now I'm going to take my right, either ankle to ankle, moving into pigeon pose. It can be ankle to ankle. It can be ankle to knee, right? If you've been with me through this journey, you know the choices. All right. This is a good one. It's one we do a lot. So extend nice and long through the spine and let that heart fall forward. Looking out, not down, right? Tuck the chin and roll it up. And we're going to do that one more time. Nice long spine. Inhale to prepare. Exhale as we come out and down. All right. And roll it up. Okay. Let's go to the other side. So take your time here, nice long spine. Inhale, exhale, we're going to let that heart fall forward. Remember, pressing gently on this knee is an option as well. Just giving you choices, right? All of them are good. And roll it up, and then we're going to do that one more time. Nice long spine, heart falls forward, keeping the back flat. And release. All right. Let's move into Shavasana pose. We're going to lean back if you wish. Hands are going to rest lightly on those thighs. Flip the palms up towards the ceiling. Close the eyes. Let's take a deep breath in and a full breath out.
Beyond frustration. Frustration can put you in a foul mood and ruin your effectiveness, but it doesn't have to. You can notice your frustration, learn from it, take positive action based on it. You don't have to let it become an excuse. On its own, whatever is frustrating you is not forcing you to be one way or another. The source of frustration may be out of your control, yet your own response is very much up to you. Don't let frustration goad you into needless anger, rudeness, or other destructive behavior. Instead, see it as a prompt to reaffirm your own positive direction. Whether your frustration is with yourself or with your situation, there's nothing to be gained by perpetuating it. Make it your choice to move quickly beyond that frustration. Don't allow frustration to make you into someone you would not want to be. Rise above it and commit yourself once again to living at your very best.
Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Reach up with the right hand. Give the head a gentle tug, pressing that left hand down towards the floor. Release it. Drop your chin towards your chest. Reach up with the hands. Give the head a gentle tug. Release it. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Reach up with your left hand. Give the head a gentle tug, pressing that right hand down towards the floor. Release it. Look up just slightly. Open your mouth if you want to stretch your jaw. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another, we say, Namaste. Thank you so much for being here today. I cannot believe we've made it to the end of day 20. Just keep showing up, click that subscribe button, leave me a comment, and I'll see you tomorrow.